Body dysmorphia in my eyes is me not truly ever knowing what I look like. I constantly think I'm the ugliest person in the room, like every day. And because of that, something as simple as like choosing a bridesmaid's dress can literally feel like you're spiraling.
One bridesmaid's dress exposed years of hidden pain, while 7 seconds of wedding footage sent the internet into full detective mode. First up, Baylen Dupree's wedding tension took a heartbreaking turn when her sister Sammi revealed she struggles with body dysmorphia and often feels like the ugliest person in the room. Was Baylen truly supportive, or had the wedding become more important than Sammi's feelings? Meanwhile, Baylen and Colin shared a romantic wedding clip, but one quick glance toward the camera had viewers questioning their entire relationship. Some saw pure love in Colin's eyes. Others accused Baylen of performing for the cameras. Are fans spotting real warning signs or overanalyzing every second? Like, subscribe to Truth Talk Tribe, turn on notifications, and let's start with Sammi's emotional confession. A bridesmaid's dress did not create the tension between Baylen and Sammi Dupree. It exposed years of pain that had been hiding underneath it. What first looked like ordinary wedding stress suddenly became much more serious when Sammi explained why the dress conversation had affected her so deeply. Her confession completely changed the way viewers understood the earlier tension between the sisters. Sammi revealed she struggles with body dysmorphia and often feels like the ugliest person in the room. This was not just about one fitting, one mirror, or one outfit. She described an ongoing internal battle that follows her into everyday life, making situations centered on appearance feel far more painful than they might seem to everyone else. That is why the bridesmaid's dress became such a major emotional trigger. From Baylen's perspective, choosing the dress probably seemed like another wedding decision that needed to be handled. Find a style, make sure everyone agrees, and move forward. But for Sammi, standing in front of mirrors while people discussed how clothing looked on her body could bring every insecurity rushing to the surface. The hardest part is that reassurance does not always solve that kind of struggle. Baylen could tell Sammi that she looked beautiful and genuinely mean every word, but that would not automatically overpower the distorted image Sammi was seeing in her own mind. Sammi was not necessarily rejecting Baylen's choices or refusing to celebrate her sister's happiness. She was trying to survive an internal spiral without becoming another problem Baylen had to manage during the wedding. But because Sammi hadn't fully explained what she was experiencing, Baylen interpreted her behavior differently. She saw discomfort, hesitation, and what may have appeared to be resistance. Baylen believed Sammi was unhappy with the wedding plans, while Sammi believed she needed to hide her pain to avoid ruining the experience. Both sisters were responding to information the other one did not have. When Sammi finally opened up, Baylen became emotional. She apologized for anything she had said that might have caused additional pain and explained that she only wanted her sister to feel confident and comfortable. Baylen also reminded Sammi that she was not only her sister, but her best friend. For many viewers, that response showed genuine compassion. Baylen stopped focusing on defending herself and listened long enough to understand that Sammi's earlier reactions were not a personal attack on her wedding. However, other fans saw something more complicated. Some felt the conversation still kept circling back to Baylen's big day, even while Sammi was discussing a deeply personal mental and emotional struggle. In their opinion, Baylen had become so consumed by being the bride that every emotion around her was being judged by whether it supported or disrupted the wedding. That criticism may be uncomfortable, but it did not come from nowhere. Wedding pressure can make every delay feel like betrayal, and every unhappy expression look like a lack of support. Bridesmaids are often expected to provide constant excitement while quietly putting their own difficulties aside. Baylen may never have intended to pressure Sammi, but Sammi appeared to believe she had to struggle silently so her sister could celebrate freely. That was never going to be sustainable. Still, placing all the blame on Baylen would ignore the communication breakdown at the center of this situation. She couldn't fully understand a struggle Sammi had never explained to her. Sammi seemed used to minimizing her feelings, while Baylen appeared more comfortable taking up emotional space. Put those two personalities inside the pressure cooker of a televised wedding, and one sister begins spiraling quietly, while the other believes her happiness is being challenged. The most important part of Sammi's confession was that she was not asking Baylen to fix everything. She simply wanted her sister to understand why certain wedding activities were causing so much distress. Viewers flooded Sammi with support, praising her honesty and sharing their own experiences with body image and insecurity. Meanwhile, fans remained divided over Baylen, with some calling her response loving and others wondering whether she only listened once Sammy's pain began affecting the wedding. Stick around, because one emotional breakthrough doesn't mean the wedding scrutiny is over. Next, Baylen and Colin's romantic 7-second clip sends viewers searching for supposed marriage red flags in a single glance toward the camera. Next, one 7-second moment between Baylen and Colin turns a romantic newlywed post into a full investigation of their marriage. 7 seconds of wedding footage were all it took for the internet to put Baylen Dupree's marriage on trial. The clip was supposed to be pure newlywed romance. Baylen appeared in full fairy tale mode, Colin held her close beneath the sunset, and the lyrics declared, "If it's not you, it's not anyone." But instead of simply enjoying the moment, viewers began analyzing every glance like they had been hired to investigate the relationship. Most fans saw exactly what Baylen probably hoped they would see. Colin looked completely focused on her, even when Baylen briefly turned her face away. His eyes stayed locked on his bride. Supporters called him patient, protective, compassionate, and deeply in love, with some saying his expression told the entire story. Then one tiny moment changed the conversation. Baylen glanced toward the camera. That was it, a split-second look during a filmed wedding moment, but some critics treated it like evidence of emotional distance. One viewer argued the scene would have felt more romantic if Baylen had kept looking at Colin. Another suggested Colin was searching for a genuine connection, while Baylen seemed more interested in finding the lens. That is an enormous conclusion to pull from a 7-second clip. Baylen is a reality television personality being recorded during one of the biggest days of her life. She knows cameras are around her, crew members are nearby, and the moment will eventually be shared with thousands of strangers. Looking away for 1 second does not prove that she is disconnected, calculating, or performing affection. It might simply prove that she noticed movement beside her. Still, the reaction exposed a clear double standard. When Colin stares at Baylen, viewers call it proof of unconditional love. When Baylen glances somewhere else, people immediately question whether she loves him with the same intensity. Apparently, his body language is romantic, while hers must survive a full forensic examination. And the speculation did not stop there. Even beneath a joyful wedding post, commenters began asking invasive questions about Baylen's tics, whether the footage had been manipulated, how much Colin might be earning from TLC, and whether revealing the wedding had spoiled the television storyline. Others went further, debating whether Colin could eventually become controlling or whether he was the endlessly patient partner who would always protect her. The truth is that viewers are building entire personalities from carefully selected footage. Some fans see Colin and Baylen as the kind of loving couple they have always wanted. Others see warning signs because reality television has trained them to distrust anything that looks too perfect. But the actual clip is soft, affectionate, and joyful. Most of the drama begins only after strangers decide they understand what both people were secretly thinking. Fans remain sharply divided, with one side calling the moment undeniable proof of love, and the other insisting Baylen's quick camera glance revealed something deeper. That theory is spicy, but it is still opinion, not evidence of trouble inside their marriage.